Alright, what's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to more Twin Wrestle Pod. And yo, today I just wanted to bring up something that's very interesting as these finals for both, well, just for the men's. The men's, last week the women's was getting interesting, but now we know the match is set for the finals for next week for the women, so it's pretty much cut and dry. We already know where it should go. But I want to focus on the men's side, right? So on the Raw's finals, we have Jey Uso taking on Gunther. That's actually happening tonight. And we have Randy Orton and Tama Tonga on Friday night. It's interesting because they can go quite a few ways with this one, right? So let's start with Gunther versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso's not in the tournament at all. Fills in for the injured Drew McIntyre, and the way they had shot the ankle from that match with Finn Balor is that Drew McIntyre was going to do something to cost Jey the next round's matchup against Dragunov, but he didn't, and Jey ended up beating Dragunov, which I had originally. And now we had Gunther versus Jey Uso. These two literally just fought for the IC Championship, a few weeks before WrestleMania, and wasn't clear winner. I think Gunther beat Jey because of Jimmy came out there and distracted him. So I think Gunther might have picked up the win in that one. But all this time during this tournament, everybody been picking Gunther to win this tournament. And right, it suits him. The ring general, the king, like that suits him more organically, right? So it's obvious everybody would have picked Gunther. But Jey Uso, being that he's top 5 in merch sales, he's over like crazy. He's pretty much top 3 babyface in the company, top 3, 4, or 5 in that range somewhere. So I can definitely see Jey Uso winning it. Now let's go to the SmackDown side. We got Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton. It's just like we heading towards a Randy Orton win with the help from Kevin Owens returning on Friday just coming up to help him defeat Tama Tonga. And we're going to get a Gunther versus Orton final at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. All right. What makes this interesting, though? Let's get to the nitty part of it. What makes this interesting is that we can get another continuation of the Bloodline storyline currently. So you remember the debut of Tama Tonga, right? The Friday after WrestleMania. Who did he attack? Jimmy Uso. And who is Jimmy Uso related to other than Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline tree? His brother, Jey Uso. And Jey Uso's been doing these. I mean, he get interviews and people always asking him about reuniting with the Bloodline, and he said his main thing is teaming back up with his brother Jimmy. Right? So now if Tama Tonga wins and Jey Uso wins, this would be the first face-to-face teaser and matchup of the old Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. And Jey can go in there against Tama Tonga and beat Tama Tonga with the help of a returning Jimmy Uso to get those two back on the same page. They won't be on the same brand, right? You probably save that till later in the year. But that just get the ball rolling on the evidently on the future plan of the Bloodline saga, where Jimmy and Jey reunited. Roman comes back. He's with Jimmy and Jey, taking on Solo, Tama Tonga, and Takaloa. Now we just gotta fit in where Jacob Fatu fits in that. But it's interesting, man, because they can go a bevy of ways with this, man. They can have the two Bloodline members win it, Jey and Tama, and then you have them face off at King and Queen of the Ring, which I would not be opposed to, just because it furthers the story between the Bloodline, the original and the new form Bloodline. So that's interesting to me, man. I would not be opposed to that. But let's get down to prediction time, shall we? It's tough, man. It's tough. But I can see Jey winning this all the way. Because that persona, that crown just fits him, right? It depends. It depends on what they do with the crown. Do you have the crown and scepter gimmick? If so, that's not Gunther style at all. If you just have the crown, that's more Jey Uso style. So I don't know, man, but I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm gonna take Gunther over Jey Uso. No, on the SmackDown side, I'm gonna take Orton over Tama Tonga. But I wouldn't be surprised if if Tama Tonga or Jey Uso win these matches. I really wouldn't be surprised. Just to further that story. And we'll see, man. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I'm locked in. I'm tuned in to see what happens tonight. See what direction Triple H goes. Because Triple H pointed me more of a story guy, and the better story so far that can come out of this tournament is Jey and Tama Tonga, just because it fits into the bloodline story. But with Orton's story being that he's never won King of the Ring, and Gunther looking to claim King of the Ring, but he's already the ring general, so there's already two stories there. But you want to have the biggest match possible, which is Randy Orton and Gunther, which is a never before seen match, and it's a bigger magnitude than Tama Tonga and Jey Uso. So I'm going to take Orton on the SmackDown side, and I'm going to take Gunther on the Raw side. As for the women, I already told you guys, I got Iyo advancing to the finals, and then we get the rematch from last year at Backlash with Bianca and Iyo. So I got Bianca advancing over Nia Jax on this coming SmackDown, and I got Iyo advancing over Lyra Valkyria. I think damage control will be a little too much. The numbers will be a little too much for Lyra Valkyria to overcome. Even if Becky comes out there, you still got the factor of Liv Morgan playing in a factor. So I'm gonna take Iyo Sky tonight, and I'm gonna take Bianca on SmackDown. So that's my thoughts on the King and Queen of the Ring matches tonight and Friday. I got more videos dropping soon. I'm working on a Jacob Fatu joint, and I'll probably bring another predictions for SmackDown if something else rises. So till then, man, y'all take it easy. I'm out, brother.